right? So if you want to work with AWS, as I said, AWS is a cloud service provider. They're providing some services for the rent. You can pay them and you can utilize them, right? So as I said, I will cover some 15 services in the course. So to do this all things, you need to have a AWS account. You need to have a AWS account to do this. Okay, but how to create your own AWS account? So you can create it. If you want to create that AWS account, you need a credit or debit card. Debit card. So the AWS will deduct 2 rupees from your card. Okay. If you are from other countries, there will be US dollar, one US dollar. Okay. 2 rupees or $1. Okay. They will deduct from your account. Okay. So and also you need to have a Gmail account, okay, for getting the notifications from AWS. From the AWS you need to have a Gmail account to to get a notification. Okay. And you should get this AWS account for 12 months free. 12 months you will get a 12 months free account, free tier account. Okay. Free tier account. So don't consider completely free. Some services, some things will be free. What are those? We will see in coming days. So let's start. Right, let's start that. So let me, if you want to create a AWS account, you have to go to a AWS console. This we will call AWS console. aws.amazon.com. aws.amazon.com. Just click on it and click on create AWS account. If you have an account, click on sign in. If you're not having, click on create an AWS account. Just click on it. So once you have clicked on, you need to provide the email address. We'll call root user email address, the main user email address, the account name. What are the account name you want to provide? You can provide your organization name or whatever you have. You can provide your account. So once right. So once you have done that, right, once you provide your email and once you provided the uh, right, uh, right. So once you provided the email address or once you provided the username, what you have to do, right? I will share one document with you. Okay, I will share one document. So if you want to create a AWS account, use this document. Provide your email address. Provide your password, right? So provide your account name. Just click on verify email address. So once you verified, AWS will ask for a password. Just provide password 2 times. Confirm password, password and confirm password. So once you provided that, the next step, AWS will ask you few details like your personal details. You have to provide full name, mobile number, country, address, right? Postal code, city, state. Click on continue. Once you click on continue, in the next step, sometimes they will ask for a PAN card, right? That is not mandatory, and you have to provide your billing information like your your account, bank account, right? The card details, credit card details. Okay, just provide your credit card number or debit card number, expire date, and the time, right? Month and year, right? And provide your card holder, like your card, right? Your card holder name, CVV. It should be backside of your card, right? And yes, if you want to provide PAN, otherwise you can simply say no, right? So as I said, they will deduct 2 rupees from your account. Once it is done, right, they will check for a phone verification. They will check for a phone verification. So what you have to do, right? You have to provide your mobile number and security check. They will provide some OTP to your mobile. Just paste and click on verify. Fine. So fine. So up to this, fine. So once you have created the account, you have to select the plan. As I said, it's a 12 months free account. Just go for basic support plan. Okay, it is free. And we have a developer plan that is $29 per month. We have business support plan that is right $100 per month. So I would right. So please go with the free plan. So once you click on right, click on sign up. So right, once you click on sign up, AWS will take at least 30 minutes to 1 hour to activate your account. So once account is activated, how we can connect? So if you want to connect to your AWS account, right, you need to go to same as I said, aws.amazon.com. Click on sign in. Click on sign in, and you need to provide your user ID, username, like this. Okay, and click on next. Okay, and provide the email. If you, for example, this is different email, you can select again back, click on sign in, provide the email ID, click on next, provide the password. Okay, if you forgot the password, click on forgot. If you have the password, provide it, click on sign in. If you observe, I'm getting connected to my AWS account. This is my AWS account. This is the login page. Here you can find out different services. You can see if you are coming from analytical background, analytical services. If you are coming from business applications, you can use it. Database background, database services, right? So here is the account ID. This is the main account ID. This is the username. As I said, initially you should provide the account user uh, name, right? Account name, right? So here I said, right? Account name. That one you can see here, the Shafidun, one of my student. So this is the account ID, okay? And you can see the data centers of AWS. Here is the data centers, okay? So that's it. How you will create a AWS account and how you will log into it. Okay. So thank you. Just note down, right, what you need if you want to create AWS account. So share this. Okay, if you want to create it, you need to have a credit or debit card, right? And follow this page. Let me share that page in the group. Okay, copy the link. So yeah, just note down this, how to create AWS account. Okay, so I have you have it. I hope you have written. So just create the AWS account, which is mandatory. Okay, so let me show you the right. Let me start the AWS introduction. AWS introduction. Okay, so what is AWS, right? So let's have the AWS introduction. Okay, so let's have that. So let me, yeah, this is the AWS account. If you want to sign out, you can click on sign out. Okay, so that means if you are not using, okay, if you want to sign in, let me go to aws.amazon.com. Let me click on sign in. So sometimes if you already logged in, it will be logged in. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Sometimes if you forgot to sign out, so next time it will re-log in it. Okay, it will relog in again. Okay. Anyway, not a problem, not an issue. So let me right discuss few things. So AWS, as I said, Amazon Web Services, right? So using AWS, right, you can utilize and you can right work with the AWS and you can create your servers, right? You can manage your servers, right? So, but how you will pay? So you will pay, guys. You can see your billing details here. Okay, if you click on account name, you can see billing and cost management. Here you can see the billing related details. Okay. So what I said initially, AWS having data centers in different locations, right? If you want to see that different locations, AWS global infrastructure is a place where AWS having their infrastructures in 33 launched regions. 33 launched regions. Here, if you see, region is nothing but a complete place. Region is a complete place. For example, this is entire Mumbai. It's a region. Okay. So region is nothing but a place. If you see Mumbai having some code AP South 1, Asia Pacific Mumbai. Okay. This is the code. So on AWS, right? Global infrastructure, 33 regions. That means like Mumbai, there are different places, UAE, Bahrain, right? And Milan, right? Spain, right? So these are in green color, means which are exist, which are right, which are exist. But what about this red color, which are coming soon? That means AWS will create a data center in Thailand, right? In coming soon. This is Hong Kong, right? So if you see, this is the Mumbai. Mumbai is launched in 2016. Availability zone is nothing but data centers. That means this Mumbai available right region having three availability zones. That means three data centers like this. You see, three availability zones. That means three data centers. So each data center have a distance, minimum distance in between 100 kilometers. 100 kilometers. So right. So minimum 100 kilometers the distance between two data centers. Why? Because if this is your application, you will have similar application in another data center. Whatever the reason, so for example, this is AP South 1, right? This is AP South 1, 1A, this is AP South 1, 1B, this is AP South 1, 1C. So if whatever the reason, this server is down, if whatever the reason, this server is down, then customer can connect to another server. If disaster is happened, still 100-kilometer distance, right? So if power cut here, still you have server running, the customer can connect. That means highly available infrastructure. That means highly available. Application is highly available. So if your customer in Spain, you can create your servers in Spain data centers. Spain data centers. But how you will pay that? Where you can manage that? If you go to billing and cost management, here you can see, right? Here you can go to bills. Here you can see in each month how much you got billed for each region. For example, this is month of February billing. So Elastic Compute Cloud, one of the service. Within that service, within the Mumbai region, I got billed of some $0.01. So how much I have used, that is some time. Okay. So I can see that, right? So each year, right? Each month, right? You can see. Okay. So your account ID, your billing ID. So here, AWS region is nothing but collection of data centers. Collection of region is nothing but collection of data data centers. Okay. And availability zone is nothing but individual data centers. So connectivity is different, power is different, right? Individual data centers, right? So just note this one, right? Just note this diagram and right, just note this one, right? So right? Just note this one. Yeah, I will give some 2 to 3 minutes. Just note down. Right? So let's start the one of the first service in AWS, EC EC2. So EC2 is nothing but Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. So using this service, you can create servers in AWS. Using this cloud, you can create servers in AWS. So how to create that? Let's see. Let's see that. So you can go to AWS account. Here you can search for that service EC2. So using this, you can create a server. We will call it as virtual server. Why we are calling virtual? We are not able to see, but we can connect to it. That's why we're calling virtual. Okay, that's why we're calling it's a virtual server. Okay, so you can search for EC2 search bar. If you want to bookmark it, you can bookmark like this. Okay, if you want to write search in compute section, you can see EC2. Let's go to EC2. As I said, using EC2, you can create a server. Using create a you can use using this you can create a server in AWS. If you want to create a Windows server, you can create. If you want to create a Linux server, you can. But how to create a Windows, how to create a Linux? If you go to instances, right? So already I created one server, Ubuntu server, which I terminated. But AWS team is not calling it as a server; they're calling it as an instance. Okay, so you can see instances are one. We can call any name, like we will call server, we'll call it computer, we'll call it as machine, right? We'll call it, but AWS team calling instance is nothing but a server. Instance is nothing but a server, right? We are calling it as a disk, right? But AWS team calling it as a volume is nothing but a disk. Okay, right? So volume, right, is nothing but a disk, is nothing but a disk in AWS. So for example, if you want to create a Linux server or if you want to create a Windows server in AWS, you have to click on launch instance. Launch instance. How many number of servers you want to create? I want to create one server. And my server name I need to provide. This is the name. For example, some Viresh server. The name of the server is Viresh. AMI is nothing but the server. right? OS. So OS, right? So we are calling OS, but AWS is calling it as AMI. Amazon machine, Amazon machine image, Amazon machine image. So we'll call it as Amazon machine image. Okay, Amazon machine image. So here you can select which OS you want. If you want Windows OS, you can select Windows. Okay, if you go down, this is RAM size. This is currently available because it is free account, 1 GB available. Okay, you can create only 1 GB RAM server. It is a free account, right? You are eligible for only 1 GB. If you want 2 GB, you can select 2 GB. If you want 4 GB, you can select 4 GB. This is a free account, 1 GB RAM available. Okay, so here we are calling RAM, but AWS team calling it as instance type. Instance type. We're calling instance type. And this is password key pair. We'll call it as key pair. If you want to create a new password or existing password, you can use create a new password. Click on create new key pair and provide the name, for example, some sham. Okay, this is my password, which is a password file. If you see, okay, somehow it is not downloaded. Let me create a password. Sham test. Okay, no problem. Okay, so if you want to, right? Yeah. So let me use the existing password. Okay, how the password look like? For example, this is, for example, one of the existing password. Okay, for example, this is server test is a password file. The password file look like this. Okay, the password file looks like this. Okay, so if you want to right, if you want to do like that, right? So there's some network issue, no problem. So we share the screen again. Yeah, somehow my network having some issue. Okay, so I will use the existing password. How the password file look like? This is some password file. This is encrypted format. AWS will help you to decrypt. Okay, so this is for example my password file. Okay, okay, this is my test password file. Okay, so test DevOps. I will discuss networking section separately coming days. This is hard disk C drive 30 GB. So what I'm doing basically, I'm creating a server with C drive 30 GB, right? This is C drive 30 GB. This is Windows server. So if you want to create it, click on launch. If you want two servers, you can select two. If you want three servers, you can select three. If you want to launch it, you can launch it. AWS will take less than 2 to 3 minutes to make the server available. Okay. If you see, this is VREST server. This is the ID of the VREST server, right? This is unique. VREST server can have two servers with VREST with right, but unique ID. This ID is unique. Okay, this ID is unique for all over the globe. All over the globe. The server is in pending state. The server is in pending state. So as I said, if you are not using, you can select it, go to instance state, you can stop it. If you don't want permanently, you can terminate it. You have an option to terminate. Okay, right? So this is the Windows server. I will rename like this, called Windows. Okay. Similarly, if you want to create a Linux, how to create? Click on launch, same. Provide the name, for example, some Ajutesh Linux, okay, server. And I want Linux operating system called Ubuntu. For example, I want Ubuntu operating system. If you want Red Hat, you can select, which are free. Okay, So, and after that, RAM 1 GB, which is fine to me. Key pair, the password I will use the existing password. Okay, and right, and I am going with the same networking. This is storage 8 GB and launch it. So what I did, I created a Windows, and after that I created a Linux. Okay, this is Windows, this is Linux. Okay, let me rename like here. This is Linux. Okay, so this is Windows, this is Linux. So this is how much GB? 8 GB, right? So this is some 8 GB. Okay, 8 GB. Okay, so Linux and Windows. So how to connect? Let's see that. So if you want to connect to a Windows server in AWS, right? This is the Windows server we can connect. Meanwhile, let me show Linux. This is a Linux server. If you want to connect, select the Linux server, click on connect. This is the username, Ubuntu. This is the public IP. People can connect using this. Click on connect. It is getting connected if you see. Right? This is the welcome page of a Linux server. You are able to connect to it. You are able to connect to it. Okay. So, and this is your Windows server. How to connect to it? You have to select the Windows server. Click on connect. Go to RDP client. Okay. And download the okay desktop file. Okay, download it. Right, which is down. Let me open that. This is the connectivity file. Let me click on connect. Let me click on connect. And here you can see username is administrator. What is the password? Password, you need to use your test DevOps password file, which I already downloaded. Okay, I need to take this file and you need to upload here because this is a encrypted file. AWS will decrypt. Okay, you need to get it. Click on get password. Upload the test DevOps file. Okay, upload and click on decrypt. This is the actual password. AWS decrypted it. Copy, paste. If you are connecting first time, say yes. Let's see. It is connecting to Windows. It is connecting to Windows. So if you see, we are connecting to a Windows server. We're connecting to a Windows server. Right, we are connecting to it. Right, this is connecting. Let's wait. So we have our instances, Windows, and we have Linux. So we have different state. If you want to stop it, you have an option to stop. If you want to reboot, you can reboot. If you want to terminate, you can terminate. There are different states. Okay, coming to instances states, we have pending, we have stopped, we have stopping, we have running, we have terminated, right? Terminated states. So out of this, running and stopping, these two are you have to pay the money. Okay, these two you have to pay the money to AWS. Running means you are using. Stopping means sometimes it is running because of stopping. Stop taking many minutes because it is having your application process. That's why you need to pay the money to AWS. Okay, these are the instance states. This will be interview question. This will be a interview question. And similarly, instance having different types based on the uses, instances types. So you have reserved instance. You can reserve it if you want 3 months project. If you have a 3 months project, if you have a 4 months project, you can reserve it. Okay, you can reserve. If you are using right, if you are uh, stop instead spot instances. If you want to go for less money, AWS unused spaces are there, unused servers. You can pay less money using spot instances. And we have market, right? So reserved, spot. Okay, so we have AWS marketplace. Okay, market. So place. So you have, right, so the states, just note down, we have the types. Okay, right, we have on demand. That means, right, if today date rate, US dollar rate is 70 rupees, and tomorrow is 70 rupees, still, right, you can pay 70 rupees on demand, based on the demand, based on the rate. Okay, reserved, spot. And we have one more thing called dedicated. So dedicated means AWS will give you one dedicated server for you. Okay, dedicated server for you. Okay, dedicated server. These are the instance types, right? These are the technologies in AWS, right? So we have our Windows server ready. This is your AWS Windows server. Okay, this is your AWS Windows server. You can see, right? This is the AWS Windows server. So which is fine. This is 30 GB. You can see we added 30 GB only initially, right? This is the 30 GB, right? So we have connected to Windows. We have connected to the Linux, right? So if you see, right? So let me go to AWS. For example, if you want to stop it, you can click on stop. It will get stopped. If you see stopping, then it will go to stopped. Yes. If you see, it is getting stopped. But how to prevent this? Someone don't know. They are newly joined in the organization, but they click on stop. It will stop. But how to prevent that? You have an option. For example, select the server, go to actions, instance states. You have change stop protection. You have change termination protection. If you enable this, someone want to stop it. It will not get stop. If you see, this is your server Linux. If you want to stop it, it will not get stopped. You can fail to stop because you enabled the stop protection. If you want to disable again, go to actions, instance settings, stop protection, disable. Right? So these are the right. Some protection is available in AWS. Okay. Anyway, right? So just note this one types. I will give some 2 minutes. Okay. Just note that. Okay, I hope you have written, right? So for example, right, so for this course, so what are the required softwares you need to install in your laptop? The required softwares you have to install the putty, git bash, okay, and notepad plus plus. So currently I'm using notepad plus plus only. Using that, you can open multiple files. You can open multiple files. This is notepad plus plus. So how to download, how to install, let me show that. Here you can search for putty download. You can go to putty.org, go to putty download, and go for a 64-bit version. Okay, and this is getting downloaded. Similarly, download git bash, download, click on downloads, and click on download for Windows. It is getting downloaded. Go for 64-bit version. Okay, so yeah, yeah, good. Click on it. So this is not required. Okay, click on enable. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, all things are not required. Okay, but anyway, let me go to right git bash, git bash download. Go to downloads. Go to Windows. Click on 64-bit version. Two-factor authentication. Yeah, anyway, let me go to incognito window, no problem. So git bash download, click on downloads, Windows, 64-bit version. So it is getting downloaded. Go to downloads. See. So now it is getting downloaded. Okay. Similarly, now download notepad plus plus download, and click on it, right? And you can go for latest version and go download the 64-bit, right? So yeah, same. I have some connected to GitHub. In it. If you want to download Notepad, similar Notepad plus plus download. Go to Notepad plus plus. Go for your latest version and click on Notepad latest version download. Download it. So once the softwares are downloaded, like Notepad plus plus, like Git Bash, right? You can simply click on that software. It is very straightforward. Any installation, just click on OK and next install. Straightforward. Same did it for do it for same putty git bash and closing because I already installed. Do like that. And how to open Notepad? Search here Notepad plus plus. And if you want to open git bash, you can search here. This is git bash. If you want to see putty, this is putty. Okay. So for example, right? If you want to connect to a Linux server, there are multiple methods. So you can connect to a Linux server using git bash as well. Using git bash, and already we have seen that is instance connectivity. This is nothing but instance connectivity Linux server. Okay, I will show that again. So yeah. So you can connect using instance connectivity, and you can connect using putty. Three methods you can connect to Linux server. How to connect using instance connectivity? Select the server, click on connect, instance connectivity, and click on connect. You are connecting to a Linux server using right using the instance connectivity. And how to right and how to connect using git bash. Click on connect, right? Or you can use the public IP. Take the public IP wherever your password file is located. Test DevOps. Right click, open git bash. It will be like this git bash. We use the command ssh -i test DevOps is the password file. And what you can do, you can use Ubuntu is the username at the rate and the IP address. From where I got the IP? Here. This is the IP. This is the server. This is the IP. Click on enter. Yes, I want to connect. I can say yes. I connected to a Linux server. Right. This is how you will do. You will connect to a Linux using Git bash. This is how you will connect using instance connectivity. And how to connect using put. You can observe that this is a test DevOps. This is a test DevOps. It's a file. You can observe that. 1 second. Right, you can see this is the test DevOps, right? This is the file. This is currently which extension? PEM, right? So PEM is nothing but privacy enhanced mail. You can use putty also, PPK. Okay, you have to convert this PEM format to PPK format. How to convert it? Let me show them. This is PEM, right? Privacy enhanced mail. You can call it putty private key. So how you will convert this? You have to open one software, putty generator. Open this, click on load, load, click on all files, load your test DevOps file and save it as a private key. I want to save it with the name, for example, some Kshitija, right? Kshitija, PPK. Okay, I saved it. Now, if you see, this is the Kshitija PPK. Okay, this is test DevOps PM. This is the file. Now open putty. Now I want to connect using putty, right? Provide the IP address. You can take the IP address, copy it, copy the public IP, paste here. Under connections, SSH, authorization, credentials, open or select the PPK file, Kshitija, right? Select it. Okay. You can accept the connectivity. Provide the username Ubuntu. It is connected. So you have connected to Windows, you have connected to Linux in different methods. In Linux, I showed you different methods, right? So I used instance connectivity, I used Git bash, I used. Okay. So today we have seen these items. So we will see tomorrow how to add a additional D drive. This is C drive, right? How to add a D drive or how to add an additional disk to Linux, right? How to create your own operating system with the application. Okay, so let's see that in tomorrow session. Okay, so just try all these items. Okay, create your AWS account, prepare a AWS, right? Let me share this in WhatsApp group. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you.